All right. Hello, hello. So I'd like to do, I guess, a little bit of a meditation or an experiment. Coming to recognize who you are on a deeper layer, deeper level of your being, more fundamental level. So get comfortable. Could be seated, that could be laying down. Just a place where you can rest and relax. Maybe close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And just relaxing, just releasing, letting your body just be at ease, melt if you're laying down, just be held by gravity, by your seat. And without reference to a past, not that we don't have a past, not that we don't have memories. Just in this moment, if you can come just into this moment, maybe feeling the aliveness in your body can kind of help anchor you. Your body is present. Body is present moment. You can feel into your feet, bottoms of your feet. Feel into your arms, feel into your torso. Just kind of have a global sense of presence in the body, resting in the body. If the mind is busy, that's fine. You don't need to worry about that. But with your eyes closed, without reference to a body, without reference to a past, without reference to a future, just here in this moment with your eyes closed, who are you? This I that our lives seem to revolve around. just for this moment, just for the sake of this exploration, if you can give yourself permission just to let everything go and just in direct first person experience without referring to a thought or an image or a concept. Who am I? Slight variation. What am I? What does the I refer to? That most intimate sense of being, sense of identity, sense of self. Maybe the mind throws up an image of yourself, an image of you in the mirror, or a picture of you, of your body, of your face. Can you touch, if that's the case, can you touch that image with your awareness? Is there anything substantial there? Just direct experience. Or does it have a sort of mirage-like quality, ephemeral, evanescent? Can you zoom in on an image of yourself? What is that experience in directly with awareness? You might find there's a kind of emptiness to it, a kind of shimmering, pixelated light. That it is a kind of shimmering, pixelated light. That even closer, touching it even closer, merging with that, you can ask, where does a thought, where does an image start? Where does it end? Where does awareness start? Where does awareness end? Investigate. Who or what am I at zero distance from myself? Seems to be a kind of experience there. Maybe even a kind of density. If not an image, maybe there's a kind of feeling in the head or in the chest, somewhere in the body. And just again, through this same investigation with your awareness, what actually is that sensation? Shorn of, free from any label, just the raw data, the raw experience. maybe a kind of energetic density, energetic pulsation. And just as close as you're able to go, penetrating into that experience. Can you sense the aliveness, the sort of emptiness, spaciousness, lack of solidity? Seems to be more of like a soup of experience, certain energetic, almost felt, tactile kind of sensations. But can you find a solid self? Memory comes forward, an image, a thought. You turn your awareness directly into those experiences, those phenomena, those objects, as it were, of experience. Can you investigate directly, what is this thought? Is there selfhood inside of that thought? What exactly is this thought? Or does it seem to lose any kind of solidity, dissipate, somehow become more diffuse? Awareness of objects, awareness of things in the world. We can attend to the sound of a bird outside the window. Can attend to the feelings in our hands, taste on our tongue, thoughts in our minds. Awareness has this sort of ability to, almost like a camera, widen or narrow the aperture depending on where you're placing your focus. But it has this sort of outward facing, outward extending quality. We place our attention on objects of experience. But what about awareness itself? Can you reverse the arrow of awareness back in on itself? Use awareness to investigate awareness. When somebody asks, are you aware? When you ask yourself, am I aware? What does that point to in direct experience? Seems to be a kind of radiance, kind of luminosity, a radiance. When you sink awareness back into itself, Can you fall backwards in your experience, in your awareness? Can you fall backwards? Can you find an original source of the awareness? As objects arise, as thoughts, sensations, a sense of self arises, can you step back behind, prior to? Can you trace a thought back to its source? Where does it arise from? Images, thoughts, sounds. They arise, have a certain kind of existence, maybe a little bit more subtle. And then where do they go? The beginning of this sentence has already passed away. Where is it now? And where is that now? This word is already gone and gone. Yet something here remains unchanged. There is a space in which nothing, there's an unchanged space. There's an aspect of your experience of who you are now that has not changed, not been altered, not modified from as far back as you've had experience. When you were 5 years old, when you were 15, 25, 35, however old, the body has changed, the thoughts in your awareness have changed. Circumstances of your life, the people, all of those have a kind of dreamlike transience, exist now only as impressions in consciousness. Where is the beginning of this video? And yet something remains unchanged. There's some aspect of you, of who you are, that remains untouched, pure. everything that has ever happened, ever, with zero exceptions, has happened inside of your awareness. And maybe it's better to put that as a question. Is there any experience, anything that you've ever experienced, ever known about, that has happened outside of awareness? Or is all experience known by the light of awareness? Existence, being, awareness, knowingness. That on one level, you could say you, as awareness, are the context, the necessary context for anything to arise. Eternally free. Boundaries arise within you, the unbounded. Where do you end? Where does awareness begin? A metaphor. You are the sky within which weather arises, within which clouds arise. Now, on another level, you can investigate what is the nature of that which arises. We've done a little bit of that in this meditation. You are the ocean, vast, unending ocean. on the surface, waves, different forms. Made of, composed of ocean. The wave never stops being the ocean. Thoughts, the images, the objects, sensations. Can you feel into your hands in this moment? Can you drop the notion of hand? Can you access just the raw data of experience? If you were born freshly into this moment without sight, without language, just as a newborn awareness, you know nothing of a hand. What's actually there with your eyes closed? Even to say a pulsation or a tingling or a thickness or a fullness, that's already taking it one step too far. That's already adding an interpretive layer. Can you go into a sensation, all the way into it, feel it from the inside? Can you feel the spaciousness? Now there's a continuity with all experience, a seamlessness. There seem to be sort of could say crystallizations or kind of condensations or of experience, but no clear boundaries. The ocean can take on different forms, but it never stops being water. That we seem to be in the presence of a great openness, a great mystery. what was prior to awareness, what was prior to existence. And you can kind of fall back through the layers, back and back and back and back and back. Just emptiness, silence, emptiness. So just allow yourself to come back into the room, wherever you're at, where you never left. Maybe you're more fully here than when we started. Take care.